Today I'm going to show you how to knit these super cute little Christmas stockings for your Christmas tree. At just 22 rows of knitting, they are so quick to knit and they look great not just in traditional colours like the one I have worked here, but also in slightly offbeat colours if you don't fancy knitting something that is super Christmassy, or if the person you're gifting them to has a different colour scheme for their tree. Not only are they really cute and tiny, but they do have a little bit of space inside them, so you could pop a sneaky little Christmas chocolate or sweetie in there for when you're gifting them and just make them that little bit extra special. To knit one of these little Christmas stockings, you're going to need some scraps of yarn in two different colours. I'm going to be using double knit yarn. If you want to use a different weight of yarn, then your stocking will just be a little bit bigger or smaller depending on whether or not your yarn is thicker or thinner than mine. Then you are also going to need some 4mm needles. I am using circular needles, but you can use straight needles for this project, or you could even use double pointed needles because the project is so small. Then you're also going to need a sewing needle, a tapestry needle with a large eye for sewing in your tails and sewing your stocking together, and of course some scissors for breaking your yarn when it comes to changing colour. To start your stocking, you're going to want to grab the colour of yarn that you want the foot of the stocking to be, so the main part of the stocking. In my case that's red, and you're going to want to cast on a total of 18 stitches. I'm going to use the long tail cast on method because that's just my favourite way of casting on, but you can use whichever cast on method you prefer. Row 1 of your stocking is a wrong side row, so that means that the wrong side of your work will face you when you are working the odd numbered rows in this project, and you are just going to purl every single one of your 18 stitches. So there is no variation in the stitches on this row, you're just going to purl your way all the way across until you have purled all 18 stitches. For row 2, you are going to work a 2-stitch repeat all the way along your row, and in this row we are actually going to work some increases, so by the end of row 2 you should have a total of 27 stitches on your needles. Your 2-stitch repeat goes as follows. You are going to knit the first stitch, and then you're going to work a knit front back increase, and you work that as follows. You are going to first of all start knitting the stitch as if you normally would, but at this point, instead of dropping this loop off your left hand needle, you're going to swing your needle round, pop it back into that same stitch from front through to back, grab a second loop, pull it up and then drop it off your needle, and you will see that you have gone from 1 stitch on your needle and increased it to 2. So again, you're going to work a knit 1 and then a knit front back, and you're going to repeat that all the way along your row, and you should finish your row on a knit front back. And as I said, by the end of row 2 you should have 27 stitches on your needles. Row 3 is worked in exactly the same way as row 1, except for row 3 you are going to be purling a total of 27 stitches instead of just 18 stitches. But just like row 1, there are no other stitches in this row. You are just going to work your way all the way along and purl all 27 stitches. For row 4, you are just going to knit every stitch in your row. So just nice and simple, knit your way across your row and knit all 27 stitches. For row 5, you are again going to purl all 27 stitches in the row. So row 5 is a repeat of row 3. Every single stitch in row 5 is a purl stitch, and there should be 27 stitches in your row. For row 6, we're going to start the process of shaping the foot or the toe section of the stocking, and you're going to start row 6 by knitting 8 stitches. Next, we are going to work some decreases, and we're going to work a total of 5 decreases, and each of those decreases is worked in the same way. So the decrease we are going to use is a knit 2 together, and that decrease is really nice and simple. So instead of grabbing 1 stitch like you would when you're knitting a normal stitch, you're going to pop your needle through 2 stitches at once and then knit them together, and you'll see that you've gone from 2 stitches down to 1. So that's the first of our 5 decreases, so we're going to work 4 more knit 2 togethers so that we have worked a total of 5. Once you've worked those 5 decreases, you should have a total of 9 stitches left to work in your row, and all of those 9 stitches are knit stitches. At the end of row 6, you should have a total of 22 stitches on your needles, so you should have reduced your stitch count in the row from 27 down to 22. Row 7 is another wrong side row, and just like our other wrong side rows so far in this project, you are going to purl every single stitch. And just a reminder, for row 7 you should have a total of 22 stitches in your row, and you're going to purl all 22 of them. Row 8 is another foot shaping row, and for row 8 you are going to start by knitting 6 stitches. After you've knit those 6 stitches, you're once again going to work 5 knit 2 togethers. That should leave you with 6 stitches left to work in the row, and you are going to knit all 6 of those stitches. At the end of row 8, you should now have 17 stitches in your row, so you should have decreased again by another 5 stitches. For row 9, you are going to purl all 17 stitches in the row. Rows 10 to 15 are building the leg of your stocking, and for those rows we are going to be working in stockinette stitch. So for your even numbered rows, so that's row 10, 12 and 14, you should have the right side of your work facing you, that's the smooth side of the stockinette stitch, and you're going to knit those rows. And then for rows 11, 13 and 15, you're going to purl those rows. So I'm going to go away and work those 6 rows by myself, and I'll rejoin you at the end of row 15 to show you what we do next. After row 15, your work should look a little bit like this, and now we are going to work that little cuff at the top of our stocking. So you're going to want to cut your red yarn, or whichever colour yarn you're using. Leave yourself a relatively nice long tail, because we're going to use that tail to sew the stocking up when we're done. And you're going to want to get your contrasting colour, in my case that is just a cream yarn, and join it to your knitting. So when you change colour in knitting, it's nice and simple. If you're starting at the beginning of a row, you're just going to pick up your new yarn and start knitting with it. So the cuff of the stocking consists of 6 rows of garter stitch. So garter stitch is all knit stitches. I will just show you how to do that first row, and then I'll leave you to carry on and work rows 17 to 21 yourself. So when you're changing colour, just go into the old stitch like you would, pick up the new colour. Don't worry about this loop being a little bit big, I'll show you how to sort that in a moment. And then you're going to knit your way across your row. A little tip, when you're knitting this cuff, you don't want your stitches to be too tight. I found that if I knitted my garter stitch tight, then the stocking at the top pulled in really tight. So when you're knitting this garter stitch section, make sure to keep your stitches really nice and relaxed. Even a little bit looser than you feel that you'd like them, it will really help that stocking just not pull in and look too tight at the top once you're done. So that's row 16. At the end of row 16, what you can do is turn over your work, and these 2 tails here, you can just double knot them. With these tiny little stockings, you really don't need to be worried about being too neat with your ends. I just securely knot them, trim them short. Obviously not this red one, because we're going to use that to sew the ends in later. But once you've done a nice secure knot, you can just trim this cream tail nice and short, and then move on and not worry about sewing in your ends. You can just leave yourself with a small tail and tuck it into the stocking once it's all sewed together. So if you carry on and work the next 5 rows, that's row 17 to 21, I will join you at the end of row 21 and show you how to cast off. After your 6th row of garter stitch, you should have 3 nice little ridges of garter stitch on the right side of your work, and you should be just about to start a right side row. The last row we need to work, like with any knitting project, is our cast off, and for this one I'm going to stick to a really nice basic knitted cast off. It just works best for this project. Once again, like with knitting your garter stitch, you want to keep this cast off nice and relaxed. Start by knitting 2 stitches. Keep those stitches nice and loose. Then you're going to grab your left hand knitting needle and pop it into the first stitch that you worked from left through to right. Hold that other stitch with your index finger so it doesn't slide off the needle, and then lift that stitch up and over and completely off the right hand needle, and you'll have gone from 2 stitches to 1. Then you're going to knit 1 more stitch and then repeat that process again. So pop your left hand needle into the first stitch that was on the needle, from left through to right, lift it up and over the second stitch, and again you've gone from 2 stitches down to 1. And you're going to repeat that knitting and lifting process all the way along for all 17 stitches on your needles, and by the end of the row you should have no stitches left on your left hand needle and just 1 stitch left on your right hand needle, and that is where I will rejoin you. Once you reach this point here, you can break your yarn, but again leave yourself a tail so that you've got enough to sew in the cuff section with the cream yarn so that you don't get a nasty contrast. And just to secure this final stitch, lift up with your needle to make the loop nice and big, and at that point you can get rid of your knitting needles. We don't need those anymore. And then you're going to put your finger and thumb through that loop, grab the tail and pull it all the way through so it comes through that large loop. Then pull on the tail to tighten that stitch right up, and that gives you a nice secure finish to your stocking. All that's left to do now to finish off your stocking is a little bit of sewing together. So first of all, you want to get it looking a little bit more stocking shaped than this, so you are going to want to fold it in half and line up your edges as best you can. You don't have to be too exact, but it does look neater if you can line all your stitches up nicely. Next, you are going to thread your tapestry needle with this long tail that came from where we changed from red to cream, or whichever colour you're using. Once your needle's nice and threaded, we are going to work a really simple whip stitch all the way down the stocking. So you're going to pop your needle from one side through to the next, pull it through, then find the next stitch along in your project and go through the corresponding stitch on the other side. Try not to get these tails tangled up. And pull it tight. And again, go through the loop and pull tight. And you're going to work all the way down, working this whip stitch. And then you are going to work all the way down here, and if your yarn is long enough you can go all the way to the toe. Once you get to the toe, loop your yarn around a couple of times and then just thread your needle into the middle and pull the tail up through the middle of the stocking. And again, with this yarn tail here, you can just thread it into the middle of the stocking, and if any pokes out at the top you can just trim it short. I'm going to go away and finish sewing up this bit, and I'm also going to finish off this bit here. You just need to grab this tail in the cream and work the same whip stitch to sew together this tiny little bit of cream. It makes the world of difference using the colour yarn that you knitted with to sew it together, because it really means that your stitches are barely visible. Once your stocking is all sewn together, it will look like this. I've added a little hanging loop, literally by popping some yarn through from one side to the other and knotting it, and it creates a really cute little hanging loop that you can pop onto your tree. If you wanted to, you could use some sparkly yarn or contrasting yarn, but I just wanted to go with something that was the same colour as my actual stocking. All that's left for me to do now is to leave you with another tiny Christmas knitting project that makes the perfect companion for these tiny little stockings.